Welcome to the Heroes CCL pre-show. My name is Bahamut, joined by Justing, and we have this amazing new segment brought to you by Next Level Gaming. What is Next Level Gaming? They're a Miami-based esports center where you can play Heroes of the Storm among 400 other pre-installed games that are updated daily. Next Level Gaming is also a Blizzard Cafe, which means that you get some extra benefits when you play over at this Miami-based esports center. You can get some extra experience on your account, you can have all of the heroes unlocked, among a couple other things. Speaking of those other things, we've got HP Omens with Intel i7 processors and RTX 3090 graphics cards over at Next Level Gaming. They've got two monitor options on top of all of this. They've got a 24-inch monitor at 240 Hz and a 32-inch monitor at 144 Hz. Be sure to check out more at Next Level Gaming by going to the page nlg.gg/ccl. Thank you, Next Level Gaming, for partnering with us and sponsoring this segment. Of course, let's go ahead and start diving into some of these amazing clips that Justing will be breaking down, and let's immediately go into our first matchup from the weekend, Oxygen versus Chili Mountain. And Justing, we're going to Garden of Terror because that's a new map for the season, replacing Volskaya Foundry.
Yep, this will be the first time we've seen it this season, in our first match of the season between Oxygen and Chili Mountain. Let's get into it. The clip begins with a bit of a standoff at level 20, as Bad Benny's getting chunked very hard here by Dino. He's very low already in this 4v5, but they're still posturing, and in this 4v5 you've got Nick on the flank on the Imperius looking for something. He gets the spear onto Dino, who sort of runs away even though they get the silence arrow on him. Masquerade has to tank the kidnap ult from Imperius, gets pulled back, and Masquerade's not really split from the team. Bad Benny did a nice thing there though, where he got in and got the reverb onto both of the backliners before jumping away. So there was really no damage coming out from the side of Chili Mountain during all of this, and so they just basically trade a 1-for-0 for free. But they're getting baited in as Dino looks to go in. Nick gets the re-engage, but over the wall you have Bad Benny come in as the scatter shot from Hasuabs in that tight little corridor just obliterates the enemy team of Chili Mountain, getting absolutely baited. It's 4-for-0 at this point. Dayquaza's just trying his best to run away as a big old Blaze. He's not going to be getting away. And a 5-for-0 team wipe by Oxygen. Just really well played by all the members, but especially Bad Benny on the Muradin, completely shutting down the range DPS of Chili Mountain.
We've seen a lot of awesome Muradin play, but I also want to highlight Nick through those matches for Oxygen. Had some really outstanding play and really made Imperius seem a lot more strong than he has been in previous seasons, so hopefully we get to see more Imperius from Nick. As we move into the second clip from the weekend, we had Granite Gaming going up against Diamond Hands, and on Towers of Doom here, Justing, things got a little wild.
Yeah, they definitely did, and this was a moment of desperation, it feels like, for Granite Gaming, as Breeze is looking for basically anything, but his team's not there. He hits the stun into the wall, he tries to get the double stun, but Caesar Salad has a really nice bless shield to stop Breeze, and now Gotfilth on the top side here. All of Granite Gaming is getting corralled, and they get gusted into the wall, and they're basically just forced to fight down here, and at this point, they've lost their Hanzo. They're stuck in this little area. Wubby's trying his best to escape on Dahaka, but he won't get away, and at this point, they're just all trapped in this kind of death arena where they don't want to be, and you see SMX trying to make a run for it. The Odin's just getting destroyed. Diamond Hands completely mopping the floor with Granite Gaming at the end of this game 3, which just seals the deal for Granite in the series against Diamond Hands.
Yeah, it was very, very interesting. One good gust can really just shut things down, and glad to see that was able to be kind of the setup for the end, if you will. Into the third clip from the weekend, we had Storm Esports up against 30K on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Justing, I have to say, from all of the matches we had this weekend, Storm Esports versus 30K was probably one of the most back and forth and really exciting series we saw.
Yeah, it was easily one of the closest series. I was really impressed with Storm overall, but 30K just a little bit too powerful, as we're going to see even in this clip. You have Lauber with no avatar going in, kind of just playing really far forward here, trying to zone so his team can get the turn in. But immediately you have the mind control coming out from Cure, just blowing up Lauber, and Cattle with no hesitation jumps into the backline with the Falling Sword. He gets the condemn. You've got damage coming out from Madara onto their backline. Storm just basically getting completely ran down at that point. It was a nice pick onto Lauber, who had no real cooldowns available. Storm desperate for a turn in, and 30K punishes. And even before level 20 here, they get the 3 kills and they instantly go for core, which was something that was really nice to see from 30K, understanding and pushing their win conditions to their fullest and taking full advantage of all the mistakes that the enemies were making.
We'll definitely be checking in on Storm Esports and 30K a little bit later in our clips because there is one real big highlight that we have to talk about. But we have to talk about the fourth matchup that did happen over the weekend, Simplicity versus Wildheart Esports. Another matchup that a lot of people were excited about because Simplicity does have a mostly Korean roster, and Wildheart, it's a fan favorite. I think we can all agree on that one. But of course, Justing, once again, we head to Garden of Terror, and please, can you just break things down for us how this went so well for Wildheart?
Yeah, so the fight begins with Haven over the wall here, looking at Simplicity, just jumps in immediately onto Porky. A ton of damage comes out. Porky does get the Ancestral, but he's still super low, and he's auto-attack build, so he doesn't have a lot of self-sustain here. He gets the APOC off, but there's no Hanzo arrow to combo with it, and Porky goes down. They're just going to be playing front to back for the rest of the fight for Wildheart. You have the Maw onto the Sylvanas as Haven's still just doing work in the backline. Zergling has the follow-up off of the Maw with the stun. Haven, again, just in their backline, going... He's unstoppable, basically. They don't have enough damage to stop him. Again, jumping into the backline is Haven. Hits another stun onto Wishing on the Rhaegar. Mason Blaze jumps forward. It's just a absolute annihilation here in this team fight. Starting with Porky and ending there with the ranged assassins.
I love, honestly, Haven was such an MVP for Wildheart for me. The way that he tanks, the way that he plays, the way that he engages was really, really fun to watch. Excited to see him more in the future, but... we're not done with clips just yet, ladies and gentlemen. I had mentioned that Storm Esports versus 30K was really back and forth, and Justing, I think Grubby and I, like, in the moment of this clip, like, right as this clip starts, like, Grubby and I were on broadcast kind of like, okay, yeah, the series is definitely going to be over right here. This is the end of it, but that really wasn't the case for Towers of Doom.
No, it definitely wasn't. You can see before the clip even begins that we're at 32 to 4 shots. And I had already been sitting up thinking that the game was over. You have Lauver getting thrown forward on the Murden from Catalan Garrosh getting completely deleted. It looks like 30K is about to seal the deal here. It's going to be the end of the game, but we'll soon find that that is not the case, as June, very far from the team, getting chased away by Cure. And 30K is just excited to cap this objective and be done with the game here. Swamp Karada goes in, he dies. This looks like it's game over for 30K, right? Like, they've got this. They throw CPX in, but should they have done that? Because Maka on the side with CPX, just tons of damage coming out. The spread damage between the Lunara and the Sylvanas. Maka blinking into the backline, taking his E forward and into melee of Cattle, just completely fearless. It's absolutely wild with the help of June to be able to keep them all alive. These three members basically just kill the entire team of 30K and mounted a nice attempt at a comeback, where this game ended with 0 to 8 in shots. So this was nearly the moment that threw the series for 30K from 32 to 8 shots by the end of the game, but they did still manage to pull it out in the end.
And if you're sitting there wondering, like, holy crap, that sounds like an intense game, it was a very intense game. If you missed that one, you definitely should go back and watch it. We've already told you the score, but that doesn't matter. There's so much in between that happened in that matchup, and there's a ton that happened in HeroesCCL week number 1. We're glad that we got you all caught up. Checking in here on May 14th, Saturday, we're going to be having 2 best-of-5s for all of you. We're going to be seeing 30K go up against Simplicity and Wildheart versus Oxygen. As always, Justing, what is the anticipated matchup for you? Maybe what's the matchup that you're most excited to see?
I'm most excited for Wildheart versus Oxygen. I think their performances were both absolutely standout from this first week. Both of these teams are currently what I would consider to be top 3 teams, just from the showing that we've seen. And this could be, in my opinion, there's a decent chance that this could be a precursor to the grand finals with how well both teams played in week 1. So really, really excited to see Wildheart go up against Oxygen.
I'm always a fan to see 30K as well, and the big thing for me is actually to see what Simplicity has done in their week of time to prep for this matchup. Will Simplicity rally to the occasion, or will 30K just continue their dominance in the league? We'll find out very soon here on CCL. Getting ready for our matches here on HeroesCCL Sunday, May 15th. We're going to be seeing 2 more amazing best-of-5s. We'll see Diamond Hands versus Storm Esports and Chili Mountain versus Granite Gaming. Both of these matchups, Justing, seem like they're winners in the sense of, like, these are both great, amazing matchups. But of course, which one are you more excited for?
I'm definitely excited to see Storm go up against Diamond Hands. Both of these teams, before we saw any games, I expected to be sort of the middle of the pack in the standings. But both of them looked really, really strong in week 1. Although Storm did fall, they looked very good, and I'll be interested to see kind of which team is able to ramp up more from week 1. Both of these teams going to be really wanting this win because it's most likely going to be super important for them in the standings as we go forward.
And I think Chili Mountain, they're going to be a little bloodthirsty or a little angry after that last weekend because they did get 3-0'd by Oxygen. So I'm sure Chili Mountain wants to come out just swinging up against Granite Gaming. But of course, in the past, Granite Gaming, they are champions from big HDC events and stuff like that. So I'm sure Granite Gaming, they're really trying to scale and get better throughout the weeks of HeroesCCL. Thanks for joining Justing and I for the Week 2 preview. If you think we missed any clips or are there any better clips out there, by all means, leave a comment below or add us on Twitter. Bug us on the internet. You know how to get at us. We've had a lot of great clips and we'll be continuing to do this in the future. Once again, we want to thank Next Level Gaming for bringing us this segment. And be sure to catch all of our other content on the other social media pages we have for educational content, fun little tweets, or even little shorts here and there. Be sure to continue watching all of our videos right here.